According to Maria Montessori, the predisposition to think, act, behave, or proceed in a particular way are characteristics that we display before we even know what they are. Children and adults tend to act naturally and instinctively. In Montessori philosophy, these characteristics are the key to understanding how learning activities for adults and children can have a real impact on knowledge. Maria Montessori defines the tendencies of humans as orientation. Human beings want to know their relationship with the environment around them. As a practical consequence, adults involved in education can be led to create their own way to learning. The learning experiences addressed to adults should be active and not passive. Furthermore, they should be involved by activating their knowledge and their personal values. Exploration. Our environment is filled with wonderful sounds, scents, textures, tastes, and colours. Since children are naturally curious and love to use their senses to learn more about the fascinating world around them, we have to consider that the involvement of sensorial activities is strategic for creating proper and permanent skills in adult learners. Communication. The social competence related to the opportunity to stay in touch with other people is one of the most relevant educative needs in both children and adults. Learning activities addressed to adults should be communicative and cooperative in order to fulfill their expectations to be part of a community. Activity. People generally like to be busy. Just as with children, adults consider movement extremely important. For some, especially for individuals with physical disabilities, movement is not necessarily a physical activity, but can be related to a mental variation of states of the mind. That means that educational activities addressed to adult learners shouldn't be static, but dynamic, proposing different ways of learning and alternating them. Manipulation. Humans need to take hold of their environment to understand it. This is the next step after exploration. Once you have found something interesting, you will quite naturally want to use it in some way. This is how adults conceive the concept of tools. These tools can be tactile or virtual. The concept of tool is related to something I can use for experimenting the knowledge acquired during the activity of learning. Thus, for adults, we should put into practice the knowledge acquired. A lesson addressed to adults shouldn't be only practical, but also manipulative. Repetition. Children learn by repeating a task over and over again. The aim of repetition is to master the task, but even after the acquiring knowledge, children continue to repeat the activity. In this case, carrying out an activity means sharing the pleasure knowledge. In adults, we observe the same process. They like to repeat the tasks they like more, enjoying the feeling that they are able to do it. Practical thinking and learning should involve the pleasure of acquiring new knowledge and abilities. This is clearly shown in the learning process through use of the ICT technologies. Once adults learn to use a technology, they like to use it as often as possible. The satisfaction of the results acquired is very important for adults and for children. learners must feel that they are now able to do something exactly. Abstraction. Through their emotional side, adults are able to visualize events that have not yet occurred or that are not tangible. Learning addressed to adults should also be related to their critical competences and their ability to foresee behaviors and situations. The prepared learning environment, that is, the Montessori classroom also for adults, with its specifically arranged materials and space, is built around these tendencies. Therefore, teachers inspired by the Montessori principles do not need to force their learners to put into practice the acquired knowledge. When educators are able to remove obstacles hindering the acquisition of competences in adults, these will be able to learn just like children do, and through their personal way to knowledge, their innovative thinking and their limitless curiosity.